Welcome to our newest episode of Ada Angels. We are here together with, me and Alex and BTBF from XSP Pool. So yeah, he and I are in the same time zone. Like I'm in Korea, he's in Japan. So like awesome. Alex, you made us got thrown with your hour later time zone thing. So that's always fun. Yeah, so shout out to our sponsors again, because like we have our shirts. Me and Alex are wearing the motivational niche shirts. They got lots of that's awesome. They have lots of crypto gear on their site. So we'll have the link below so you can check them out. So yeah, like I'm super interested to get to know BTBF. BTBF means what did you say that it means?
Born to be free.
Born to be free. That's right. So that's really awesome. So he has a cool name. But I really want to get to know him because he sounds really interesting with him kind of rallying for the Japanese community. So yeah, I have some questions. So let's get into it. So first question is like, where in Japan did you grow up, and what were you interested in while you were growing up?
So I grew up in the rural town of Fukui in Japan. When I was a student, I played volleyball and participated in national tournaments. When I was in high school, 22 years ago, I was influenced by my father, who was a system engineer, and I discovered internet and studied computers.
Very cool.
That's really cool. So tell me about your day job.
Oh, my day job is a system engineer. However, I also do website development, web application development, and make YouTube videos. And 3 years ago, I started my own business, and now I'm working as a freelancer.
Uh-huh. Nice.
Cool.
So, how did you discover like Cardano? Like, do you remember the day that you found it?
I found out about Cardano when I was researching various projects 3 years ago, when the first cryptocurrency was popular in Japan. At that time, I was shocked to learn that there were already many white papers, presses, and many universities cooperating with it. As I read the white papers, I became convinced that this was a real thing as I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Is Cardano very popular in Japan? Because I hear they hold a lot of ADA, but is it like well known? Are you able to talk about Cardano freely with anyone?
Oh, excuse me.
Is
One
Cardano
more time.
is Cardano popular in Japan?
Yeah, it is true that the ICO was successful due to a huge advertising campaign in Japan, and a lot of people bought ADA. However, in Japan, there are more people who are not interested in cryptocurrency at all, so not everyone knows about it.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk about Cardano freely with anyone?
In fact, many Japanese people still have a bad image of cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for this is because, as you may have heard, when name was leaked from Japanese exchange, it was a big news story. But recently, with the entry of paper and the rise in the price of Bitcoin, the number of people who are interested in cryptocurrencies is increasing little by little.
It's great to hear.
Yeah. So, why did you decide to start a stake pool and become a stake pool operator over just delegating?
Oh, it all started when I saw a video on YouTube about building a stick pool.
Hmm.
I had a bit of Linux knowledge, so I figured I couldn't do it. Then when I looked into Japanese SPOs, I was able to find a few operators, but I saw there were still a few for digitalization, and and there was no Japanese documentation, no Japanese community for SPOs. So I became the operator and built it all up. A lot of Japanese people are interested in SPO. However, I feel that the server knowledge and English language hurdles are high.
Hmm.
So I would like to help them build a stick pool.
Yeah. So my like follow-up question to that is, are you kind of like the so you said there's other Japanese SPOs, but were you really like the first one to like be a SPO in Japan and start like building a community?
Yeah, I'm not first SPO in Japan, but I've translated CoinCashew's guide to building a stake
Mhm.
pool. That document has been read by many Japanese.
Mhm. Coin Cashew is one of my favorite ones too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
It's awesome. It's really, really good. What drew you into Cardano and what keeps you in here?
Uh, because I want to support Charles in his dream of what he wants to achieve at Cardano, and because I believe Cardano's development cap, 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 mm, capabilities are the best in the world.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So it sounds like you have like a lot of investment and motivation in the project. So what are you most passionate about right now?
Mm. Oh, the ideas into increases the number of stake pool operators in Japan.
Mhm.
Because when you become an operator, more people will understand Cardano and more people will be able to send out information about Cardano.
Mhm.
It is important to communicate the advantages of Cardano from the uh, variety of perspectives.
Mhm. What advice would you give to our community members about starting a stake pool or delegating?
Uh, Many of the stake pool operators are enthusiastic about Cardano, and everyone is serious and kind. Your rewards are important, but I hope that in the future, when Daedalus wallet adds a portfolio feature to the Daedalus wallet, you will also support the achievement of the smaller pools.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you might have, if you're on Twitter as well, so you may have noticed the mood of the SPO community is kind of up and down lately. So like many pools have retired for various reasons. So for people looking for advice, like becoming new stake pool operators, like what do you think is the best thing that we can tell them for like what to expect becoming like a new stake pool operator?
Mm, oh, sorry, one more time.
So for new people who want to become a new stake pool
Mhm.
operator, what do you think is the best advice we can give for them?
Okay. Everyone's situation is different,
Mhm.
but it's very sad. There are many problems, but the decentralization of Cardano is only just beginning,
Mhm.
and I am sure it will improve for the better. It's still being developed and upgraded, all the time. So it's not too late to start now. Let's get it going together.
Yeah. So I have one last question for you. So how do you think that we can bridge the communications or the communications between the two communities, between like English speaking and Japan? Like,
Oh, sorry.
it's okay. So I think it's question 8. No, question 9.
8.
So
9.
how do
Oh.
you think we can bridge the communities together through the language barrier?
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll ask it again. Ready?
Oh, it's very difficult issue, but I think we need to connect the community with people who are good at each other's languages. If you are not good at English or Japanese, I think it's important to communicate proactivity, even if you have to use translation software.
Yeah. So yeah, I really appreciate all of the translations that you've done for the guides, and as well as some of the videos I've seen you do translations for. So like, well done. And
yeah, it's very important because we want everyone to have the same opportunity and chance, and there is a lot of English guides that anyone can find, but obviously not everyone speaks English, and it's just a great thing to do for the entire community and to spread Cardano further.
Yeah. So like, I thank you guys both for coming on. I know it's getting late for us here in Korea. It's 8:30 p.m. But yeah, thank you for coming on. And for those watching, like if you want to help us out and like and subscribe to Ada Angels, that'd be awesome. Check out Motivation Link or Motivation Niche with the link down below. And BTBF, did you want to say anything else?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time.
Yeah, awesome. So, all right.
Thank you.
We'll see you later, guys.
See you. Bye.